1991 closed-door meeting of fellow internationalists, billionaire and former CFR chairman David Rockefeller praised his media allies, but his confidence that his words would not leave the room was later broken.
We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other publications whose directors have attended our meetings and restricted their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subject to the bright lights of publicity. But the world is now more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government.
That these men aim to create a world system of financial control in private hands, able to dominate the political system of each country and the economy of the world as a whole. In short, they seek total and quiet control of the entire world.
A new world order.
President Biden talks of a new world order. If he's serious, he will need a strong dollar.
Decide the new world order.
The new world order.
Shalom, this is Brother Yawan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. When we speak about this devil and his plan to completely have dominion over the peoples, to make the perfect slaves out of the people, that's biblical prophecy. We're not pulling this stuff out of our ass, out of our arse. This is in the scriptures, and this man is doing exactly what the word of God said he would be doing. This is Habakkuk 2:4. It said, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also because he transgressed by wine," and we've broken this down many of times. This is talking about the philosophies or the ways of a man. "He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home." All right, he sets up bases all over the world and pushes his agenda, Americanizes different countries who have, a particular culture and a certain, code that they live by, but they push their ways on them and tell them, hey, this is what's right. You're being oppressive. Do this, do that. Okay. Lo and behold, they're extorting them for their resources. They're forcing the dollar on them. But all that's coming to naught right now, man. And I'll say this, it's also, what's playing out right now financially is in the favor of the elites as well, because they want to switch all the currency over to being digital. All right. And that's going to give them that pathway to usher in the RFID chip, which is the MOTB. All right. So who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death. Wherever he goes, the conditions of hell and death follow him. The scriptures say that he is the border of wickedness, okay, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Because in order to have a one world government, in order to have a new world order, you have to have everybody, within your reach. So that's why he does that. Okay. Verse 6, "Shall not all these take up a parable against them?" It's prophesied that these very same nations that he thinks, he has his thumb on them, at the first sign of blood, man, they're going to take that opportunity to stand against him. All right. "Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with the clay." All right, this Psalms 83:3. Next we'll start at 2. "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, they made an agreement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." And part of establishing that new world order It's completely cutting us off. There is not going to be anybody who can speak the truth about who the Lord's people are. The coming of the righteous New World Order. Okay? There's not going to be anybody to do that. Everybody's going to be under control of the wicked. That's his goal. But we also know, according to prophecy and according to the word, that he's going to fail, that we win. And we just have to what? Endure unto the end, that we might be saved.
Haven't been hearing what's going on. So apparently India, Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey are all going to abandon a lot of people and start their own dollar together. It's called the Euro-Asian dollar. So that means Saudi Arabia is no longer going to use our dollar to sell oil. In fact, they're just going to use the Chinese dollar instead. Russia's going to the same tactics, as that could save their economy. And so is Turkey. That means 2 NATO members most likely just went to Russia's side. As well, because I was going to bring this up earlier, but I didn't have a chance to. Things are about to get really bad for the United States, and all the moves that the Biden administration is doing now is really going to backfire on us, because our dollar has no value against it. Russia's about to help China, and they have gold behind their dollar. What would you want, an IOU or a dollar backed by gold?
All right, now you must understand that the nations are pawns that the elites use, the elite banking families, the Rothschilds, the American branch of the Rothschilds, which is the Rockefellers, you know, all these different families. And there's some families you probably don't even know the names of, okay? But the nations are pawns so that they can push their ultimate agenda. They funded to both sides of every war since Napoleon. Now, they're going to use this conflict and the destabling of the dollar and all these things to usher in that digital currency, to usher in the MOTB. So this is Revelation 13. And we read it all the time, but we're going to keep reading it, man, because it has to be brought out. And the crazy part is you have a lot of Israelite groups who don't go into this. We mention this at least once, a lesson, a camp, you know. It's Revelation 13 and 16. It's very important, man. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, everybody. Nobody's exempt, right? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark, that word for mark there in the Greek is charagma, or charagma, okay, which is a physical incision in the flesh, a digital awl per se, to show allegiance to the wicked. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. If you can't buy or sell, you can't function in society, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so they're going to use this to catapult forward their plan, their agenda for their new world order.
Your Majesty, the problem is the Israelites.
But we know and they know that there's one thing that stands between them and accomplishing their goal. And that's the fact that the Lord has made the earth for our sakes, that he's promised us the kingdom, the everlasting kingdom. All right, so this is Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end. And that also, you can go there when Christian wants to bring up John 3 and 16. You also can go here and show him that, hey, when the scriptures use world, it's not always talking about the whole entire earth. Okay, so just a quick lesson for you guys, Lord willing. It was edifying. Getting ready for camp here. So with that being said, I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.
1891 closed-door meeting of fellow internationalists. Billionaire and former CFR chairman David Rockefeller praised his media allies, but his confidence that his words would not leave the room was later broken.
We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other publications whose directors have attended our meetings and restricted their policies of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subject to the bright lights of publicity that the world is now more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government.
That these men aim to create a world system of financial control in private hands, able to dominate the political system of each country and the economy of the world as a whole. In short, they seek total and quiet control of the entire world.